Hello, this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and today we're making my Above the Clouds Uplifting card. So this one, we're going to be doing some sponging and some masking and stuff, so it'll be cool. So if you'd like to place an order, please go to joyofcards.com. Here's my host code for the month, and you could also win the demo card if you subscribe to both my YouTube channel and my joyofcards.com channel or website and give me a comment about the card. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a 5.5 by 4.25 in Flirty Flamingo, and then we're going to get 2 pieces of Georgeous Grape, and you're going to cut these 5.25 by 4, and you're going to put one on the front and one inside. Now the inside of the card, we're going to do that first because it's the easiest. Go ahead and take a piece of, you can either use Whisper White or Shimmer White. Shimmer White is a little more costly, so if you just want to put Whisper, we're not going to do anything fancy to the inside, so that's fine. So 3.75, sorry, by 5. So, and then we're going to go ahead and take, from Above the Clouds, we're going to take this stamp right here, and we're going to go ahead and stamp inside of the card. So let me go ahead and get that one on, and we're going to use Georgeous Grape. So let's get that out and go ahead and stamp that and just put it right there in the corner. Now you do need your Stampin' pad because these are the clear stamps. I use the stamping pad for even the orange stamps as well. So I'm going to put that one right here. Okay, and then there's another stamp of the small balloons that's a solid. So you're going to take the solid one, when I find it, and put it on your pad. And we're going to take Flirty Flamingo and stamp that up. And when you stamp it, you're going to have to go right over it, and I'm going to stick my head in there and line it up. Okay, and if you're a little off, that's okay. You could go ahead and just take one of your Stampin' Up pens and just go over it. Then you're going to go back to your Georgeous Grape and stamp the sentiment. So let's take that. I'm going to take the sentiment also from Above the Clouds, and this is Georgeous Grape again, and stamp that like right there. Okay, that's the inside of the card, so we don't need to go any further with that one. Now we're going to go and we're going to do the hard part, and it's not so hard. We're going to take our 3.75 by 5 inch shimmer white, and it has to be shimmer white. Whisper White just won't give it the same look as shimmer white will, so you need to do that. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make a horizon, and how we're going to do that is we're going to take basic gray, and then you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to tear it, and you're going to make this uneven line here, and we're going to line this up with the horizon. Now the horizon on this one is about there, and we want to have a lot more sky than we do of the ground here, so kind of put it on the bottom here, about right there. Take one there and one there. Now I'm using this crummy teal tape from the big box store. You know which one I'm talking about, because this is the worst tape on the planet, because it sticks to nothing and it comes off and it's movable and all that stuff. It's great for masking them. So, and it leaves a tiny little bit residue, but you can just literally wipe it off with your fingers. So if you get anything from the video, you can get that little piece of information. And then I'm going to take a dauber, and I always take my label machine and I label all my daubers so I don't go through a bunch. And let's go ahead and grab a piece of scratch paper, and we're just going to daub it in here. And we just want a little line, and it's really for your reference more than anything else. Take that off, take that off. You're going to get that. Now you notice there's a little tape right there, comes right off. And go ahead and put this away. Okay, So the next step is we're going to go ahead and make the sky. But in order to make the sky, what we need to do first is actually stamp the clouds. Now I'm going to be using these clouds from above the clouds, and I'm also going to use my meadow. And I'm going to use this cloud here and this cloud here. So go ahead and stamp those out. And then after, and you can just use a scratch piece of paper or anything you want, and just stamp them out. And then we're gonna fussy cut it. So just take this, and you can use that same like basic gray if you want. Use your Stampin' pad, stamp them out, and fussy cut. So these, and then this one and this one. And what you're gonna get, now I've inked these a few times, so you're gonna get these clouds. And I chose to use 2 of these and just 1 of each of those. So you fussy cut them out, and then we're going to use that terrible tape again, this awful tape here, and we're going to take our silicone craft sheet and turn these over, and we're going to put a little piece of tape on there, and we're going to put the clouds where we want them. Now when you're using that tape, make sure that none of the webbing is sticking through there. And we're going to put one here, and then do this one again. Make sure the webbing's out of the way. And I'm going to put this one here. It's the bigger one. Put that one there. Take this one. And these are just for masking, so that's their purpose in life. So now we're all masked. Now we're going to take another piece of scratch paper, put another line of tape, that crummy tape, and cover up the bottom, because you don't want to accidentally ink your green by mistake. So we're going to do that, and let me get the card back here so you know what I'm doing. All right, the first thing we're going to sponge is yellow. So I'm going to use Pineapple Punch and Daffodil Delight. So, and then you're going to take one of the Stampin' Up sponges and cut them into little triangles, like there should be 6 in a per little sponge. We're going to take the lightest color first. Now this is yellow, so there's really no reason to dab it off because it's not going to do much. So this Pineapple Punch is the lighter one. And we're going to put it here because that's where I've got the sun going, is right here. So we're going to put a lot of yellow right here. Then I'm also going to take a little bit and dab it just in various places. It probably won't show up too much, but I dab it. And then you're going to take your Daffodil Delight, ink it up. This one is darker, so I would sponge it off and do like a halo around it. Okay, that's it for yellow for now. So the next part is the blue. We're going to be using Balmy Blue, Seaside Spray, and Pool Party. So Pool Party is the lightest color. So let's open her up, ink it up, dab it, start from the edge and go in. Go in circles too, as much as you can. Try not to, you know, glob too much. And then with these clouds, do kind of want to hold them down because that tape is pretty crummy. So I'm going to work on doing this, and I'll speed it up. All right, so now we're done with Pool Party. I'm going to go ahead and put that one to the side. The next one is Seaside Spray. Now, I just re-inked my pad, so whenever you're re-inking something, test it out. Okay, I don't think I re-inked this one, but Balmy Blue I definitely did. That one is coming out super dark. So this one is a little darker, so start off the edge, knock it off, hold down your clouds, and start blending it in. Now we're going to take the balmy blue. Now you're going to notice this is really dark. I just re-inked it. So look how dark that is. That is not what I was working with before. So I'm going to be very careful using it. So when you're re-inking your stamp pads, you got to test it out and see if that's the color you want before you start using it on anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up Pool Party again and try to make it a little lighter just because that last color is so dark. And really kind of try to blend it in. Put a little bit over your sun. Okay. Alrighty, let's see how that looks. And every time you do a sponging, it's going to look different from the last time you sponged, just because that's the way it is. Now we're going to go ahead and take off our clouds. And if there's any tape residue from that chromey teal tape, it'll come right off. Just rub it. It goes away. Yay. All right, get that scratch piece of paper again and put it on the sky. And we're going to go for our green. So I'm going to take Garden Green and Old Olive. Okay, you're going to go light to dark. So we're going to go Old Olive first. And now Garden Green. Oh, I just re-inked my Garden Green. That was the other color I inked. So make sure it's not so dark. Really rub that off before you start putting it on your paper. All right. You can start with the outside first. Really get it. And then you can kind of spread it out. There. Okay. I'm going to lift this up. I'll get a little bit around the corner, but I'm going to use Old Olive. Okay. So you're going to end up with something like that. Next thing I want to do is all these little elevations here. And what we're going to use is from Snowfront, this stamp here and this stamp here. And we're also going to use this stamp here. So let's go ahead, and I want to put in the big swirly one first. And we're going to be using Old Olive again. So reopen that and ink it up. And since it's mainly Old Olive here, we don't have to worry about stamping it off. Put one here, and you're done with that one. And then we're going to take that smaller one here, and we're going to make kind of a hilly kind of thing on the side. Then I'm going to take it again. I'm going to turn it the other way, kind of follow that again over on top, and I'll make that. And now I want to put in, well, let's go ahead and continue the elevation. I was going to put in the tree, but I think I'll do the other stamps first. And then I'm going to take this one here, and this is also from My Meadow. And I'm going to put one like here and here. And then I'm going to take that little one again, the one that is from Snowfront, this one again. And I'm going to make the hill for the tulips here. So let's do that. Put that there. Then I'm going to turn it around, and I'll put one up here so it just looks a little different. And that's, and maybe I'll put one more right here. All right. Now we're done with that. Let's close up our, no, we'll leave that open because we're going to use it in a minute. Now I want to put in the tree. The tree is from Power of Hope. This is from Celebration, which is over, and I don't believe you can order them anymore. I have one more set. I know I have the stamps. I might even have the stone folder. I'm not sure. But if you go online to my joyofcards.com and order at least $100 worth of product, I'll give you this stamp set for free, a stamp set you can't get anymore. And the tree is right there, and I really love this stamp set. So what we're going to put the tree in is soft suede. So open that up, stamp your tree. Now, notice I'm using the stamping pad. This is really important, even on these orange stamps, because you get just better contact with the paper. And there we go. We're going to close up the soft suede, put that to the side. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the tulips here. And the tulips are the little stems from my meadow. And here are the tulips right here. So let's do the stems first. So I'm going to do one on top of the mound. And then over here maybe. And put another one right here. Okay. And then I'm going to also do the grass. And the grass is right here. I haven't done the tulips yet, but let's put in the grass. And make sure that your grass is growing the right direction here. And then just put them all over your mound. So I'm going to do that and speed up the video. And I've got all the grass in. So I believe we are done with the green. Now I'm going to take Georgeous Grape and I'm going to do those tulips. And the tulips are this. And make sure that you got them facing the correct way up when you're doing them. And I'm going to put them right here, here, and there. Now I'm going to do the flowers in the tree, or do the tree. And what that is this stamp right here. And let's get that Georgeous Grape out again. And then we're also going to take some Highland Heather, which is a little lighter. And we're going to take that stamp, and I'm going to go on my Highland Heather first. And I'm literally going to fill the entire tree all the way up and all the way to the bottom. Now I'm going to do Georgeous Grape. And I want this one to be dark, so I'm going to stamp it every time. So we got our sky done, we've got the grass done, got the tree done, and let's go ahead and do the sentiment. And the sentiment is from Above the Clouds. All we're going to do is take Georgeous Grape. And in order to do this, we are going to die cut this. And the die that we're going to be using is from Ornate Frames. It's the smaller one. So we're going to take this frame. And you will need to stamp it first. So go ahead and stamp it first. And the reason is you want it straight and not crooked. So stamp first and then die cut. A lot of times I will die cut and then stamp, but you know. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that, and I'll be right back. Here's my die cut sentiment. Now, if you noticed, I put on a little bit of washi tape. When you stamp that, you want to get it straight. So if you washi tape it down, it won't move through the die cutting machine. So we're going to put this die over to the side and turn it over and get out our dimensionals. And we want to put this where it's not going to be in the way of the balloon. So we're going to probably put it right here, but we're going to wait. So we're going to put this to the side. All right, now we're going to work on our balloon. So you're going to need a piece of shimmer white again. So now we've got our shimmer white, and you can tell it's shimmer white because it reflects. And then we're going to grab from the Above the Clouds, we're going to grab this balloon stamp here and this basket here. So, and we're going to do it in Georgeous Grape again. Such a cool color. I love Georgeous Grape. And we're going to stamp that. Remember to use your stamping pad and stamp that one there. And then while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and do the small balloons as well. So the small balloons are right here and they're all connected. So this is the small balloons. Stamp it up good. And put them on like that. Okay, now the part that drove me absolutely crazy, coloring in the balloons. And I tried my blending pens, I tried colored pencils, I tried everything, and it looked terrible. I mean, every time I used it, it's like, that just looks horrible. So here is the trick. And that is, you're going to take the solids from the balloons, these solids and that solid. Then you're going to get out your little dealy bobs here. And we are going to work with some different colors. So we're going to use Pacific Point. We're going to use Pineapple Punch. We are going to use Flirty Flamingo. We are going to use Granny Apple Green. And let's go ahead and do the Flirty Flamingo one first in the big balloon. And I took all my little daubers and I put the names on it. So here is, actually, let's do the daffodil or pineapple punch first. Always start with the lighter color. So here's pineapple punch. And I'm going to take it. Here's the trick. We're stamping the solid stamp right on it. Okay. And then my Flirty Flamingo. Stamp it up really good. So yellow on the bottom, Flirty Flamingo on the top. Okay, then you're going to turn it over. I'm going to stick my head in the camera and you're going to try to get it right over that balloon. Okay, hold it down good. Ta-da! It looks awesome. All right, as for the three little ones, let's put the Flirty Flamingo away. Three little ones, we're going to use Pineapple Punch on the bottom. I use the same yellow on all of them. Do the bottom of each tiny balloon. Okay. Then we're going to take our Granny Apple Green. And another dauber. Okay, we're going to grab our Pacific Point. Careful of that Pacific Point, it can be dark. So dab it off a little bit. Okay, and the last one is Gorgeous Grape. Gorgeous Grape. And I would follow up with the yellow again. Okay, let's stick my head in the camera and line it up. Push down really hard. Pull up. Now you've got this. So we're going to cut this out via the punch. We're going to take this and put it in here. Line it up how you want it. And it doesn't matter if there's any white on it, because guess what? We're going to cut that out. Also, we need to do the basket, and the basket's right here. So we're going to go ahead and do that in Gorgeous Grape as well. And since we're going to be fussy cutting it anyway, or since we're going to be punching that out anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just take the dauber. And I know there's a solid for it, but I don't like any of the white. So I'm just going to use the dauber and do like that. That's easier. Okay. Now I'm going to take a few minutes and I'm going to fussy cut these out. And when I fussy cut them out, I don't want any white. So go ahead and cut them. And I will be right back. Now I've fussy cutted everything. If you notice, I've cut all the white out. When you punch, you get this white line. In fact, I left a little bit on here, but we're going to take our Gorgeous Grape and I am going to take it and line everything. I'm going to do that on all of these and I'll be right back. Now I've gone ahead and done the edges of all the balloons and you'll notice there's no white showing. So I cut that all off. So now we're going to go ahead and take our card front again. And there's one thing before we add those balloons on I want to do. I want to take my pool party again, stamp off the excess and go over the clouds a little bit just so they don't look so, you know, stark white. So I'm going to do that, tap it off, and just give it a little bit of that so they don't look so cartoony. All right. Now we're going to fix our balloons. To fix our balloons, we're going to go ahead and take our dimensionals. And I'm going to put my balloon right here. And get that sentiment that we had done a while ago. And while you're putting on your balloons, you want to kind of line those up. Okay, on the little basket, take the mini dimensionals, the little teeny tiny ones. Make sure the white doesn't show. You're going to put the basket on top of the balloon. Okay, and then you're going to take your 3 little tiny balloons, get your silicone pad out, turn them over and snail those up. Now I want this one in the middle. So these 2 have to go on first. Now that your balloons are already affixed, and the last thing we're going to do is put it on our card front. Whoop, the right direction. And that's it. That's the card. So it's pretty fun. There's a lot of inking and stuff, but that, you know, you got to learn something. Anyway, if you want to place an order, here's my joyocards.com website, and everything links directly through Stampin' Up. They are still there. They're still working. If you want to win the demo card, subscribe to joyofcards.com and my YouTube channel. Write me a little note on my website, not YouTube, and say you enjoyed the card, and I will mail the card to you for free if you win. So you want to win a card? That's great. So that's it. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Bye.